Nestled in a small pocket north of downtown, the North Side neighborhood is surrounded by highways and railroad tracks. Developed in the 1880s, the neighborhood was home to dozens of Victorian-era gabled houses and filled with blue-collar laborers that helped build the railroads through Houston. During this same era, women from what is now the United Methodist Church came across the bayou to minister to the widows and children of fallen railroad workers. From 1904 to 1960, Wesley House provided services to thousands of families throughout the near North Side. When the first permanent construction occurred at Lee Street, the focus at Wesley Community Center was on children, youth, and families. A teen center, scouts, and homemaking classes were some of the programs offered. Sitting in the middle of a community in decline, Wesley was known as a haven for youth and a safe and secure place for families to gather.
When I was growing up here, the neighborhood was pretty rough, and it was not safe to walk the streets at night. And so therefore, a lot of my friends, we would have been out there breaking into the schools or whatever, just for the fun of it. But having the Boy Scout troop here taught us leadership and gave us a little pride in ourselves and our community. We had a lot of respect for John Wesley, who used to be the manager, I guess he was a pastor here, and he was he's like a father to us. And he got us out of a lot of trouble in school and never told our parents, so it was a second home to us. And in my adult life, it was nice coming back after many decades, coming back to see the community, to see that it did improve, but at the same time it showed me there that there may be room for me to still give back to the community.
That those of us that grew up poor and needed some help along the way, well, my attitude is that we all need each other and we could all help each other. I work for the third largest fire department in the nation, and I'm a recruiter, and my passion is to come and reach out to my neighborhood, to my community, and offer the youngsters here and the youth an opportunity, and I guess just giving them a pathway to have a successful future and career. Here near north side of the neighborhood, it's a pretty rough neighborhood. I remember walking home from school, and it was a good mild walk from school back home, and I would get stopped occasionally by some rough characters and that wanted to fight, that wanted to take my money or just to harass me.
In the 70s and 80s, a food pantry and early childhood education programs were added, building on a continued promise to help meet the needs of the community.
I do remember coming to Wesley, and in particular the early education school. And this was before it was in partnership with Avance, and I learned to read here. I learned to socialize, basically. I was maybe 2 to 3 and stayed through pre-K. Now that as an adult I see how important it is for kids to socialize and have that experience and not just be at home and staying out of trouble. So I really appreciate that more as an adult now than I did as a kid, where it was just playing and having fun. Now I really see the importance of it. I have a 2-year-old now, so I have a son of my own, and I realize the importance of early education and socialization. My background is in marketing and communications, so naturally I wanted to help and get more involved, and I did, and I'm now on the board. And so I think it completes the circle of coming to Wesley as a child and then growing up and seeing the importance of it and wanting to give back.
Today, Wesley continues to be a cornerstone in the North Side neighborhood, offering Circle of Life programs. As we impacted those children 109 years ago, we continue to provide early childhood education, leveling the playing field and giving them an even start.
I see my little one didn't want to talk much when I enrolled him when he was 18 months, small words here and there, and they helped him a lot, try to break out from that shell, and he's now a chatterbox. I wouldn't be where I'm at now. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to pick up on a full-time job now and going to school.
he likes to come here. He loves to learn. And before, when he first started coming, he didn't like it. But, he enjoys his teachers. He talks about his teachers all day. That's what you look for in somewhere where you're going to leave your kids, because you know that they're going to be fine.
Wesley also offers programs to keep children involved in school and off the streets, cares for the community's senior citizens, and offers help and hope to struggling families through a framework of resources and caring relationships.
It's when my life took a turn, and I experienced a divorce after 20 years, and that was very difficult for me. It just shifted the trajectory of my life in every area. When I became a member at Wesley Community Center, participating in the programs that they have strategically laid out for people like me, I appreciate Wesley for not only what they offer for its tangible things to help me and others like me to become more self-sufficient economically, and also gaining more assets and then in the lines of education as well. But it's the moral support that says you can make it. It's the moral support that gives me the faith to look beyond what I'm feeling at that time, look beyond the life circumstances. It helps me avoid self-pity. Thank God for Wesley being there and supporting me and providing what I need to make that shift.
Wesley Community Center, helping others help themselves and each other, past, present, and a framework for the future, touching lives, building potential, and creating possibilities.